Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Danii. In today's video I'm gonna show you how to crochet two different pumpkins. They are super easy to make, beginner friendly, they're very quick, and you don't need a lot of yarn, so that's perfect to use whatever leftover yarn you have around your house. Fall is around the corner. It is my favorite season, and we have these beautiful pumpkins all around the house. It smells delicious. I put a cinnamon stick in the middle, as you can see, and it's just, I love fall. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you're gonna get notifications every time that I upload a new video. Next video, it's going to be a knit pumpkin, so that's gonna be fun as well. And I also want to remind you that all the links to all the materials and everything that I used in this video is going to be in the description box below, so you can check that out. And now let's go ahead and see whatever materials you need to make these beautiful pumpkins. So for the first pumpkin, I'm going to be using a super bulky weight yarn. This is LionBrand Wool is Thick and Quick. I'm gonna be using an 8mm crochet hook, scissors, tapestry needle, a cinnamon stick. This is optional. You're also gonna need measuring tape and Poly-Fil, but you can also use scrap yarn that you have. If you have from projects, don't throw them. You can stuff your pumpkin with those as well. So we're gonna begin by chaining 12 plus 1, or whatever number you want, plus 1. This is going to determine the height of our pumpkin. So here I have my 12 chains plus 1, and now you're going to single crochet all the way across. So insert your hook, single crochet, insert your hook and single crochet all the way across. You should have 12 single crochets. In row number 2, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and now continue single crochet, but we're just going to grab the back loop of the stitch only. So insert your hook just from the back and single crochet, and continue doing this for as many rows as you need. I'm going to show you the measurements in just a second, so you can follow that if you're using a different kind of yarn. So this is my rectangle, and as you can see in here, we have 4.5 inches for the height, which equals 11.5 centimeters, and this is gonna be the pumpkin's diameter, and it's 10.5 inches, which equals 26 centimeters. Now all we have to do is join both ends, and this is going to create that circle or round shape of the pumpkin. And you can do this exactly how I'm doing it right here with slip stitch, or you can do it however it's best for you. If you feel like you want to use a tapestry needle to make it more seamless, that's also fine. In here you can play around with it and do it however you like. As you can see in here, I'm just grabbing one end of the stitch and then the other end of the other stitch, and then slip stitch. and that's how I like it, so we can do it like that. Once that is done, now you're going to grab a little bit of yarn that we're gonna need. I could probably use less than what I did in the video, but we're learning together. And pull the yarn through, and in here, as you can see, in one side I have a little tail that I'm gonna use to close that side of the pumpkin. If your little tail was too short, don't worry, just cut a little piece of yarn, and we're just going to pass the tapestry needle back and forth as if we were doing a zigzag, just to close that part of the pumpkin. Okay, so like I said, if you didn't have that little piece of yarn, don't worry, cut a little piece and use it like that. And now we want to make sure to close really good, really tight. So use your tapestry needle to go around and to close that really good. And once you feel that it's nice and secure and it's not gonna open, you can pass the yarn through the middle and inside of the pumpkin and just leave it there. You don't need to cut it or anything because you're not gonna be able to see it. So just like this, pass the yarn through the middle and just cut it and leave it like that. And we're gonna do the same on the other side with the longer tail. Again, passing back and forth like a zigzag. And then before we close it completely, we're going to stuff it with the Poly-Fil or with the little pieces of yarn if you wish. Just make sure not to put too much, because you don't want the stitches to open and be able to see through it. So try not to use too much. Grab your cinnamon stick and place it in the middle and close really tight. This is one way to do it. This is just if you want to put the cinnamon stick before. We can do it differently. I'm gonna show you after another way to attach the cinnamon stick, but this is one way to do it. I'm going to go around with my tapestry needle so that that hole on top won't close, if that makes sense, so that can stay a little bit open for me to place the cinnamon stick. So when I feel that that is secure, I can take the cinnamon stick and we're going to shape the pumpkin a little bit. So we're gonna pass the needle from the bottom up, and with this yarn that we have outside, we're going to pull tight and we're going to create the classic pumpkin shape. So hold tight, go on another side, pass the needle through from the bottom up and pull tight again. And we're gonna do this for at least 5 times, or how many times you want, depending on how wide your pumpkin is, right? So we're going to continue doing this, and that's gonna create that super fun pumpkin shape. And once you feel that that is how you like it, then secure the yarn in a way that it's not gonna undo, and then place your cinnamon stick in the middle just like this. And of course you can cut it, you don't need to leave it that long. And this is how the first pumpkin turned out. Super cute, I love it, and it smells delicious. So now for the second one, we're going to be using bulky weight yarn and a 6.5mm crochet hook. I could probably have used a smaller one, but I didn't, so that's okay. So now we're going to chain 14 plus 1, and same as the last pumpkin, I'm going to give you the dimensions really soon. So now that we have 14 chains, chain an extra one, and now we're gonna work half a double crochet in the second chain from the hook and all the way across the foundation chain. So continue with half double crochet all the way across. And when you get to the second row, we're going to turn our work and half double crochet in the back loop only. So we're gonna continue with the back loop, but this time is half and double crochet. So as you can see in here, we only grab the back loop of the stitch. And now continue this until you reach the following measurements. So here's my rectangle again, and this time the length or the circumference of my pumpkin would be 9.5 inches, which equals 24 centimeters, and the height would be 4 inches, which is 10 centimeters. So that's my smallest pumpkin yet. And now we proceed to do the same thing. We're going to join both ends so we can have that close and round pumpkin. And again, you can do this however you feel more comfortable, with slip stitch, with single crochet, or if you prefer using a tapestry needle so you can have a seamless seaming or join. That's totally up to you. Just make sure it's nice and closed, there's no gaps or anything where the stuffing can come out. And once again, we're going to go back and forth to close one of the ends of the pumpkin using the little tail that we had left from the foundation chain. If you don't have a tail left over, it's okay, you can use a piece of yarn and close that end. Now we're going to stuff it up, and in here you can see that my stitches are a little bit loose, so you can see the stuffing inside, which is not ideal, and that's why I suggest you to use a smaller crochet hook than the recommended. And so this time we're not going to leave that opening for the cinnamon stick. We're gonna close completely, and we're gonna pass the tapestry needle up and down a few times. We're not going to form those little bumps for the pumpkin. We're gonna leave it like this round, because the half double crochet also creates like a little bumps around the pumpkin, so I think that's cute and different. So we're not gonna do the bumps on purpose, but we're just gonna pass the needle up and down to create that that little shape, the pumpkin shape. So we have in here a small little nook to put the cinnamon stick, and in this case I'm gonna glue it down. This is another way to do it, and I think it's easier too. And there you go, that's how the pumpkin looks like. I hope it was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. I'm gonna show you how to knit a pumpkin, so stay tuned for that. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!